we are going to talk about is what a lot of people call us up in the fall and want to separate hairy vetch from wheat, rye, triticale, sometimes oats. So we're going to talk today and show you how that we separate it in our organic seed cleaning plant. Now this is conventional wheat and rye, or wheat and vetch, I'm sorry, that is coming in from the combine, and looks to me like could be a 50-50, but I doubt it. Probably more like a 20 or 30% contamination of vetch. The vetch is a valuable cover crop and is worth a fair amount of money. So we're going to separate the vetch from the wheat, sell the wheat at the elevator, and then clean the vetch for seed and then market it. This is our seed cleaning plant here at Trilla, Illinois. It is a certified organic seed cleaning plant, and we are allowed to clean conventional seeds also. We initially unload our trucks into this pit. The seed travels up a D universal bucket elevator with 9x5 buckets, easy dump capacity of 1,000 bushel per hour. It is then held in an overhead hopper tank that holds approximately 400 bushel. We then run the seed through a Clipper 29D seed cleaner. This is a 4-screen top and bottom air machine. On separating wheat and vetch, we use screens and the initial separation. I'm going to talk about these separations with the machinery off, because when it's running and we show you the seed going through the machines, it will be loud and you might not be able to hear me. Our initial screen is the scalp screen. It's a 13 round hole. This will allow the wheat and vetch to fall through, and we will scalp off stems, pods, sticks. The other day we had a walnut come through, open the gate and flood the machine. So this catches your big particles. It then drops onto a 113 by 1/2. This does sifting and gets out the fine wheat, the split pieces of vetch, anything smaller than the wheat and vetch. Now the third screen is where we begin our initial separation of the vetch. We use a 7.5 by 64 3/4 slotted. What this does, it allows us to scalp again off large vetch that's larger than the wheat. The wheat falls through the screen, so we pick up a percentage of separation on the third screen of the clipper. Then once again we run it over a 113 by 1/2 scalp or sifting screen, and then it exits the mill. The seed cleaner has top air, so we will use this control, and it'll come out here into this tub, the trash. This will be the light stuff, light kernels of seed. You'll see in the video, I'll put a hand up, pods, different things. These will immediately go out the door into a tub over there and just be put onto a compost pile. There won't be any value in there. We won't be able to sell the shriveled up wheat or anything like that. But the third screen then is where you will see vetch coming out here and collected in this tub, and then we just put it in a larger forklift tote and mix it all back together at the end when we go to clean the vetch. The first process is the initial separation of getting rid of the wheat. The wheat is the bulk of it. We clean that up good enough to sell to the elevator. This spout, you will have the fines coming out, and we just send them out with the wheat. They just go to the elevator. Now if you were cleaning seed, let's say you were cleaning rye and you wanted to keep your rye seed, you would then, on a 29D, flip this spout and collect the fines, and your rye would be clean and ready to bag once it goes through this process of separating the rye and vetch. But we are doing wheat and vetch, so we will just send the fines to the elevator with the wheat. So a lot of people ask us, how do you separate the vetch? I've already explained that we start with the third screen on a 29D clipper. The next process goes into a spiral separator. Now this is a homemade lab spiral separator that we made with a 55-gallon barrel and one core, an 8-flight spiral core. And the reason we did this is so people can see how a spiral works. The grain is going to enter here, it's regulated with this cone on a threaded rod. It goes down and it starts spinning around. And the more round the product is, the faster it gets going, and it flies to the outside and is caught in the barrel. So upstairs we have a large 4-core cabinet unit with 4 of these cores in it. And we begin our separation there after the third screen. This is our second separation. This gets 80% of the product. When I'm running, I will show you how much vetch is left in the wheat before it goes into the disc mill. The disc mill is the final phase of the separation. So this is what a spiral looks like inside the cabinet upstairs. Now this is the spiral. It's fed from a bucket elevator. After the grain leaves the seed cleaner, it's fed into the spiral. It's dark upstairs, so it will be hard for you to see, but here is our spiral cabinet. 4 cores. The box itself catches the vetch. There's also a surge bin built above it. So if the cleaner gets faster than the spiral, there's a reserve. Okay, this is the vetch that the spiral separator took out. People say, well, how clean is it? You can still see there's a little bit of wheat in there. This is all your nice round vetch. This is your best. This will be further refined in the seed cleaner, re-cleaned, when we go after the purity for vetch. We want to get it clean as possible to sell it for seed. But that is the second process. The initial process is the separation. Get rid of the wheat so you don't have to deal with it. Get it out of the way. Get your vetch separated. And this is your start. Now, so the spiral has done this much. Out of this small 1,500-pound lot, this was the initial separation. And this is the good vetch from the spiral. Still is not clean, but it's almost. The Carter disc separator. I am limited on room in my facility, so we build these on stands that roll around. We have one over there for a different seed, but this is our main vetch separator. People say, well, how do they work? Well, in the video when it's running, I hope you can see. They rub the grain, for one thing, so you get a lot of this fine dust here. That's not a big issue, but that's what will happen. You will see how shiny they are. And you see all these pockets. These rotate towards us, and they go through the wheat. The wheat is in the bottom of this cabinet, and it's conveyed from left to right until it exits the machine. And what this does, the wheat cannot get in the pockets, but the small pieces, this is be your irregular shaped vetch, split vetch, and very small kernels of wheat is what will be here. This throws out to the front. As it rolls through, the product gets in the pockets and gets thrown out the front into here, and then it goes down this pipe and up another universal grain leg to a tub outside. So this is the final separation. The wheat then will be clean. There will be a vetch in it every once in a while, but the wheat will be clean ready to go to the elevator. They won't even care that there's a vetch in there every once in a while. But it's practically clean. Your rye, it'll be 98, 99 pure when you run it through here. When I'm running, I will open this, and it'll be coming from the spirals, the wheat, and then I'll take a handful, and you'll be able to see how much vetch is left. It's not much, but it'll be in there. Now, this is what, out of this 1,500 pound lot, this is what the disc separator removed from the wheat. This is your irregular shaped vetch that the spiral could not remove. Now, percentage wise, there's probably 40 to 50 pounds here out of a 50 pound lot versus the 200 pounds that the spiral took out. So the disc mill is the finishing mill. You got very small kernels of wheat. You've got your irregular shaped vetch. Anything smaller than the wheat is what you've got in here. So this is not a problem either to separate. What we will do later on when we go to clean the vetch, after the separation, we will explain how we do this and what we use. So this is the final separation of the disc mill, and there's a lot of good vetch. Just because it's misshapen or irregular shaped does not mean it's a bad seed. It just different shape, so you can't separate it as well. So when we go to clean vetch, we will put this back in with what the spiral separated, and we will change the screens in our cleaner, and then we will go through another machine that we'll show you. And then we will, that way this is not lost, and it's good seed, and it gets in with the number 1 seed. And then we get the most number 1 clean vetch that we can get. Because the more clean vetch that you can get, and the more in the bag, is the more you can sell. And this is the wheat. This is the wheat separation. We have now, this will go to the elevator. You'll see like there's one vetch. But the wheat is ready to go, and because we're putting the fines back in, there's a little bit of fines, there's a split vetch. That'll just be sold at the elevator. If you were cleaning your rye, you might re-clean your rye, or if you do like that spout on the side of the cleaner, you would remove your fines. But this will sell at the elevator, no problems. And that's the separation. Now we're going to begin separating and running the machinery, and then we will take more videos, and I will probably be talking louder, so I hope you can understand it.